Welcome back to ChemCon TV. Today, on Sustainable Thursday, we have the following in store for you. Highlights of the social event, including breaking news on the location of ChemCon The Americas 2025. We have an interview on the global framework of chemicals and transformation towards a sustainable value chain, and a statement on investor ambitions. But first we start with some highlights from the Asian and American sessions.
We just finished an overview of the different chemical legislations in Southeast Asia, and as diverse as the 10 different countries in the ASEAN region, we also learned about the different diversity of legislations in Southeast Asia. And it's really amazing that even despite the diversity and different regulations that we have, we still find a common goal to protect human health and the environment.
We just wrapped up a great session on the Americas. We started out with Rose Passarella giving us an update on what's going on in the United States. She talked about the PFAS program and the collection of information for the chemical data reporting. We followed that up with Kelly Potter from Environment Canada, who talked about the chemicals management plan and the development of all of the changes that are going to be necessary under the Canadian Environmental Protection Act amendments that were passed last year. And then we ended the session with a great presentation from Melissa Owen that talked about the developments in LATAM and the notification programs going on in Chile and Colombia and what's upcoming in Peru and Brazil and the other areas in the region. It was really a lot of great information. If you didn't catch all of it, definitely check out the slides.
Time to connect with Michael and see where he is and learn more about yesterday's social event. Hi Michael.
Hi Tjeerd. Today I'd like to invite you to join me at this famous railway market in Maeklong to sample some local exotic fruits. How about it?
Yeah, that sounds fun. I'll head right over. In the meantime, here's a short impression of yesterday's sightseeing tours and social event.
Your delegates visited some of the wonderful sights of Bangkok, including the iconic Wat Arun, the Temple of Dawn, and the Kuritin area, the riverside community. Finally, they visited the picturesque Talad Noi.
Oh, hey, good to have you. You know, fun story about fruit. I think if you ask most people how many kinds of fruit there are, they might say something like 100 or 200, but there's actually 2,000 different kinds of fruit, and that's one of the best things about markets like these, is that you get to try some of those less sampled fruit. Speaking of which, ขอบคุณมากครับ Shall we?
Absolutely.
Yesterday, you gave me these 3 exotic fruit elephants. And I thought it'd be fun if I bought 3 exotic fruits to match each one of these elephants. So today, I have a dragon fruit, some durian, I have a mangosteen. Would you like to have a taste?
Absolutely. Love to eat some fruit. I mean, Thailand is hot. I don't know why they call it Thailand. But let's taste some mangosteen. Ooh, juicy already. That's a treat for my taste buds. It has notes of citrus, banana, lychee, strawberry, peach, pineapple. Wow, love it.
What about the durian? Would you like to try some of that next?
Nah, personally I'm not a fan of durian and neither am from dragon fruit, but maybe Bart, my ChemCon TV crewmate, he loves challenges. Can try one of the durians.
Okay. What does it taste like?
Well, durian's one of these fruits where you either love it or you hate it. But which one are you?
It definitely has hints of sweet vomit. Yeah.
Oof. I guess he's a bit like me. I can't stand durian myself, but some people absolutely love it and they think it tastes like vanilla custard. As for the dragon fruit, it's a little hard to open without a knife, but I find it's a very delicate floral taste and it grows on a cactus. I highly recommend picking up one of these. Oh, before you go, I actually have an elephant set to give you.
Woo!
It's American stars. But can you guess why?
Wow, changing things around. I like that.
Ooh, check this out.
So in the next part, we're going to announce the location of ChemCon The Americas 2025. Exciting!
Ooh, look at this.
Also exciting!
Ooh. You know, this market actually transforms like this multiple times a day. Hopefully you enjoyed your trip with us today.
Oh, I liked getting off track today. Very nice. Thank you very much for that. Now on Sustainable Thursday, we'll focus on the global framework of chemicals and its transformation towards a more sustainable value chain in today's interview with Olivier Baldan and James Lowe. Looking ahead, what are the targets and next steps for the global framework on chemicals to strengthen its impact on sustainable value chain development? So what kind of implementation directions and momentum do you see evolving, Olivier?
Yeah, I think what we can see now is really a growing interconnection between chemical management, environmental sustainability, and also human well-being. So there's really a strong momentum now for action at all levels, national, international, but also corporate levels. And some of the key drivers there are, as we mentioned, the growing awareness from the public on the risk and concern about chemicals, but also technology development, of course, regulation, evolving regulation, and the market dynamics. So it's a few drivers there. So it's really important we keep that momentum and that we act now and that we implement the framework. And I think what's really important in next steps will be the continued collaboration and commitment from all the stakeholders, as I mentioned, so that we really can have a global industry that is, again, safe, sustainable, and beneficial for people and the planet.
Sounds great. James?
Yes, I think this framework provides a good guidelines for globally, and I think it's important that the country government who signed up adopt this guideline. We need to transform the framework requirement into the country regulation, and I think we can see that. EU is driving the future direction actively. The EU Green Deal, under the EU Green Deal, there are requirements for like corporate sustainability reporting directive, which actually have impact or influence not only in Europe, across the globe. Now we have seen like some of the Asian, increasing Asian company, they are concerned about that. They've been asked by their customer in the EU regarding the what's their performance in relation to the corporate sustainability due diligence directive in supply chain. Hence, for the Asian company, it's important to understand what are the requirements and look at their own operation. They may also have legal presence in EU, so they themselves have to comply with the requirement. But on the other hand, they are also supplier to the EU customer, so they have to look at their supply chain as well. So it's important to, I think, for the industry, because the changing regulation and upcoming international framework requirement is increasing. So it's important for them to track, understand what's coming, and look at their where are their key market, their business strategy in the next 5-10 years, and then they prepare to address those issues and come up with the strategy and roadmap to implement accordingly, so they can maintain their position in the market going forward. Yeah.
Please watch the complete interview on our YouTube channel. After this interview on transformation towards a more sustainable value chain, I'm curious to learn what Michael wants to show us on Sustainable Thursday. And of course, his breaking news on the location of ChemCon The Americas 2025. Michael, where are you?
I'm on my way to Bang Kachao, Bangkok's green lung. This is one of my favorite places in the whole city. It's a cycling-friendly heritage village. You have to cross the river in one of these long-tail boats, which costs about 20 baht, and then rent a bicycle for the day for about 100 baht. Good deal. I love cycling, and this is one of the best places to do it in Bangkok.
Looks very nice and peaceful. A great place to escape bustling and buzzing Bangkok. It's not easy being green, but it seems Bangkok has hidden gems.
Not only hidden gems, Bangkok's actually making a huge effort to clean up its waterways like this one, so that one day, hopefully, we can earn back our title of Venice of the East.
Stations like this are being placed on Bangkok's canals.
Not only are we stopping the waste from ending up in the ocean, it also makes Bangkok's riverways and canalways a lot nicer to walk along.
Great initiatives. For tomorrow's stories, I suggest you show a different transformation and provide us with more of these new perspectives on Bangkok. This elephant is called In the Eye of the Beholder. It's an image of life seen through the eyes of an elephant. A life which in many aspects is affected by human activity. Tomorrow I want you to show us some of your favorite spots in Bangkok. So that should be a walk in the park.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for something special. See you tomorrow.
Hold on, don't forget your elephant, because you still owe us the breaking news on the location of ChemCon The Americas 2025.
Oh yeah, whoops! During yesterday's social event, a piñata elephant was placed on each table. In these elephants, your delegates discovered the location of ChemCon The Americas 2025. Check this out.
Terrific, we're going to America. So that's that. More What's What in a What after the statement of the day with Jerker Ligthart of ChemSec. And he will talk on investor ambitions. Jerker, at ChemCon The Americas we also have a special 2-day Inspire Investment in Sustainability Forum. Why is sustainability so important nowadays?
The chemical industry is one of the largest industries in the world with a turnover above $6 trillion a year. Of course, this is of a big interest to the investors. However, recent science shows that the planetary boundaries are exceeded on the global level with regard to chemical pollution. Historically, the chemical industry has seen little to no regulation at all, but fortunately from our perspective, this is changing. It's creating external pressure and a demand to change on the chemical industry and how they are doing business. Old sins are catching up and the liabilities are mounting. It used to be asbestos, and now it's PFAS, creating multi-billion lawsuits and settlements. And this can be clearly seen in the plunging stock prices on particularly exposed companies, and more are to come. Investors, they want to protect their assets, and their ambitions are clear. They look for companies that are less exposed to hazardous and persistent chemicals, and they want to transform the companies they are holding and pushing them towards larger investment in R&D for safer chemistry.
And your statement is?
Companies must start a shift to inherently safer chemistry already today.
I agree. And let's hope that we can inspire investors, industry experts and regulators in March 2025 during our Inspire Investment in Sustainable Growth Forum that will be linked to our normal ChemCon The Americas program. So stay tuned. Now we will invest some more time to be able to discover all the treasures that are hidden in the Thai temples in today's episode of What's What in a What.
You'll often see monks walking out and about in the early mornings receiving food. Monks are actually forbidden from preparing their own food. It must be offered to them. If it's not, they're expected to fast. However,
For 3 months a year during rainy season, Thai monks will stay inside the temple during Buddhist Lent. This is to avoid the monks trotting on newly planted seedlings. This year, Buddhist Lent falls on July 20th.
So many things to see in a what. Also many topics in our Sustainable Thursday program. First we start the morning with a session on GHS implementation, including EU CLP. And we will focus on global hazard communication and emergency response. Before we really kickstart Sustainable Thursday with a focus on sustainability in the value chain, while learning about scoping sustainability and transition pathways. We'll also look into CSRD and CSDDD, before we look into the global framework on chemicals and technological developments, including the Safe and Sustainable by Design framework. Also on Sustainable Thursday, the Eco-Design for Sustainable Products regulation, including the Digital Product Passport. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful Sustainable Thursday.